And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True internet suffer depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. I can circle back. I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 335 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
I wish you guys drinking some beers, talk about what's going on. A little later this week than usual, but a lot of stuff going on in the background over here between both of us. I don't know, which might start to level out a little bit here soon, but you never know. Life gets busy, you know. Well, did you see this Luigi Mangione super fan? Remember Luigi, right?
Yeah.
Did you see this super fan of his that was out like protesting and screaming that we need to let him free because you know, this rich executive deserved to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out she's the daughter of a CVS healthcare executive.
Wow.
So by her logic, someone should go and assassinate her father too.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
it's so much fun to listen to these people make their arguments. It's like, no, they can't be rich, but I can. Because I'm never that's the thing, is no one ever actually admits they're rich until, let's be real, true rich is probably somewhere around $7 million of net worth. Because at that point you have enough assets liquidated enough that you can move things around and not actually have to physically work, just live off the interest on the bank.
Right.
And everyone's like, no, $1 million is rich. You hand the average person $1 million, it'll be gone in under a year.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard of these lottery winners that go through like $100 million in like 5 years? You're like, what
All
the
the
fuck?
time.
It's like, what the hell were you doing? You know?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Wealth management, asset management is not something most people even think about. They just assume that if only I had more money, everything would be better. But then they get more money and they just blow it anyway.
Right.
You buy yourself a couple nice cars, a nice house. Now you have a couple nice cars and a nice house. And so what? You still can't feed yourself, you know?
Right.
Or when there's something goes wrong, you can't afford to repair it. Ooh. I saw something about this. I still not sure exactly what they were doing with the Kennedy Center. Why were they closing it if they were going to put Trump's name on it?
Remodel it. He was going to remodel it.
Okay, so it wasn't closing. It was being made safe to work. Closing makes it sound like it's being shut down.
No. It was being remodeled. He wanted to put some money into it and make it up to date more.
Now, was this also private funding like the ballroom, or was this federal tax? Was this taxpayers with dollars?
Probably private money, knowing him.
But a judge still doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Won't let the remodel go through and won't let Trump put his name on it.
Right.
Now, let's be real. Trump puts his name on fucking everything.
Yeah, he's trying to get a $250 bill.
I'm gonna get one. Aren't you?
Probably.
Yeah. It's gonna sit in a fucking framed picture frame on the wall. Yeah, I saw that the $250 bill for the 250th anniversary. There's a limited number to be printed too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Which would mean that value would go up over time.
Right.
It'll always at least hold the $250 value. You can still always spend it like American currency if it's real currency.
Mm-hmm.
Just like oh my God. Sure, I've mentioned it here before. When I was working at 7-Eleven back in Virginia, used to watch the drug addicts come in and buying garbage at 7-Eleven with what you could tell they like stole from their grandmother.
Uh-huh.
Like blue seal $2 bills, freaking silver certificates. And they'd spend them as dollar bills.
Right.
And I'd be like, right into my pocket, I'd pull out cash, throw it in the drawer, and take that out. You know what I mean? I was like, this is worth like $700. And like, what kind of fucking more? He's like, oh, I need this now. I was like, dude, you can't wait until tomorrow to get your fucking booze. You know? Go sell this at the pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then that's how you knew it wasn't theirs because they had no
Yeah, they
idea.
didn't care.
They didn't realize there was a red seal or a blue seal on the $2 bill. They didn't realize, Jefferson's face was facing the wrong way or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I found this interesting, Brian. I'm pretty sure you shared this. The COVID mask thing.
Yeah, I shared that one.
Yeah. So there was something like 82 studies done total about the efficacy of masks for respiratory-borne illness.
And CDC did not care because Fauci said so.
Yeah, not a single one of these studies said that the mask would help at all until after Fauci said everyone should wear masks.
And you still see people wearing masks to this day in their car by themselves.
Not here, luckily, but I saw a lot of that in Virginia and Massachusetts. We do have one lady at church that wears a mask,
No,
but
that's fine. She's probably
I
elderly and
she is. I think she's
respectable.
dealing with immune issues.
That's fine. I
Exactly.
don't have a problem with people like that. It's the young, healthy person that's throwing a mask on,
Yes, you say that. It's funny because I don't think I shared it, but I read an article about maybe I'd put it in here somewhere. Something about one of these elected officials wearing masks. Oh, it's the judge. It is in here somewhere. We'll get to it about this judge that's requiring her entire courtroom in Michigan, I think.
Great.
Yeah, to wear masks to civil stuff, except for her. Everyone except for her has to wear a
Of
mask.
course.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm immunocompromised. Like, how is that everyone else's problem?
Yeah.
It's like, and they brought up the argument because like the entire legislation took the other side, and the entire judiciary took the other side of her argument. Was like being able to identify people you're convicting guilty or such, or placing settlements against. It's pretty good to be able to identify them.
Right. Uh-huh.
uh the Carmelo Anthony trial has finally kicked off, or is about to. There will be no cameras in the courtroom. Most of my conservative friends think this is a bad idea because that's how they're gonna hide all the bad shit they're doing.
Right.
But it's a Texas courtroom,
Right.
and I think publicizing this is just gonna lead to another fucking Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman situation. Because I mean, they made George Zimmerman the El Salvadorian or Guatemalan born man. They turned him into a white supremacist.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They sure did.
They just saw the name Zimmerman and immediately it's like, no, his father happened to be a white guy. The entire rest of his lineage is Guatemalan.
Right.
uh, but yeah, anyone who doesn't remember, Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, the at times 17-year-old stabbed another teenager through the heart, and this has become a black and white issue for some reason. Watched a bunch of videos actually recently about this. I think it was yesterday because the trial was kicking off. And a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm supporting him just because he's black. And I was like, what the fuck kind of argument is that? I was like, it actually sounds like you're saying that these black teenagers don't have control of themselves and you can't hold them accountable for their own actions. Like, that's the actual racism here. It's to assume these people, oh, it's not my fault, you know?
Right.
Uh, and I don't think a lot of these people realize who are running their mouths. I think a lot of them don't realize that this like video footage of this happening. You know, just a recap on that whole thing. It was a outdoor track meet with like several schools, and he went and sat under the wrong tent. And when the twin brothers came over and asked him to leave their tent area, he told them no. And then they asked him again. Some say they got a little rowdy, but not physical. And that's when he reached into his bag and said, touch me and see what happens before he killed this kid. And here's the best part. Anyone who's claiming he just didn't do it, they made it up. The kid had confessed to it as soon as he was picked up.
Right.
Stabbed him right through the heart, killed a 17-year-old kid in his twin brother's arms. So, yeah, Texas isn't known for taking it easy on criminals, but
Yeah.
black teenagers, this Anthony kid might only serve an involuntary manslaughter charge because you know how these folks are. We'll see. What's this? Washington Examiner political news and conservative analysis about Congress, the president, and the federal government. The hell is this about?
Uh,
Oh, that's okay. The Bears are leaving.
they
Chicago.
might leave.
Okay, it looks like they're leaving.
Yeah, because just today, the last day of the legislature for Illinois, the Senate pushed through a bill that would help fund a new stadium for them, but the House said no.
Correct. And they were going to have a meeting about this. Like, was it Monday? I think was the date. Yeah, well, that's today. Okay. They didn't even have a hear. The House didn't even hear it, let alone
Right,
vote on it.
right.
It's like, yeah, oh, we don't want you here. It's like, okay. And here's the best part. Pritzker is the governor. Who's the mayor that Pritzker's blaming? Can't
Oh,
remember.
I don't know. It's changed so many times, so it's still the same crappy people.
Yeah. But Pritzker's like, it's this guy's fault. I told him to keep the Bears in town. It's like, dude, you're the one who passed the fucking tax increases that drove him out of town. I don't know. Does Chicago charge? Well, they must charge a property tax, but they're not charging an income tax, right? Chicago, like, there's only I think only 7 cities do
No,
in
I
the
don't think
entire country.
Chicago, it's the town has an income tax.
So you're not even gaining anything from this. And you can say you want to charge property tax all you want. Do you realize the Bears don't own their Soldier Stadium? That's privately owned by a third company, a third party.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like they can't even make modifications to this thing. Everyone's like, why don't they just put it in a dome? It's like that doesn't make it bigger. The issue is you have a freaking waterfront on one side, which is beautiful, by the way. If you watch football and you get that view of the
Yeah.
helicopter from the helicopter coming up over the water, but the other side is covered in like museums and like downtown shops. You can't just make it bigger, you know.
No, uh-uh.
Whereas like Foxborough Stadium, for example, or what is it now? It's Gillette Stadium over in where the Patriots play in New England.
I don't know if Gillette still has a name on it.
They maybe not. I think they lost it, took it down several years ago. I can't remember what they call the stadium. But it's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing for
Right.
miles in any direction. They could tear
Yeah.
it down and build it twice as big, and it wouldn't affect businesses or anything else.
No.
uh, don't have it in here, but while we're on sports, did you see that the first time since the strike, the MLB is once again talking about a salary cap?
No.
Um, I didn't like the idea of a salary cap at first when I had heard about it when I was younger, like in the 90s. You know what I mean? I was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Looking at it since then, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to buy the championship. Like, why
No.
should a wealthy city like New York City or Boston or San Diego? Well, unfortunately, San Diego's baseball team sucks, but why
Right.
should these wealthy cities be able to spend an extra $600 million on their lineup than San Diego, for example? This is why you get a lot more competition in like hockey and football than you do in baseball.
Yeah.
Shoot, like Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Pirates used to have an amazing baseball team back when steel was a big deal in Pittsburgh. The steel industry all but left. The Pirates, I think they won a World Series somewhat recently, but before that was like Barry Bonds was on the team when they won.
Oh,
Versus
wow.
versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, same city. They're competing for the Super Bowl every year, and it wasn't that long ago they actually won one, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Because New England can't just pour more money into their team like Boston can over the Pirates. So yeah,
Right.
it makes so much more sense because at first I'm like, this sounds like terrible fucking communism and government regulation. I should be allowed to make as much money as I want. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, but there has this is professional athletes is different, and we all know that we can't treat it the same. I mean, let's be real. What's minimum wage in the MLB? It's like $250,000 a year.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're making $250,000 a year to play a fucking game.
On minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage. Shut up and be happy. You know what I mean? The Justice Department is investigating the E. Jean Carroll uh, or herself actually,
Right.
over there was so many inconsistencies in that trial, and the judge was obviously biased because the same thing we were getting right now is people like, oh well, he's found guilty of rape. And it's like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Because
No,
that's
not
not what the charge was. It wasn't even a criminal court.
right.
Uh, and here's the thing though, is she claimed that she's refuses to fly because she's terrified of it now, and she flew out there to testify against Trump. What was it? 15 years past the statute of limitations
But they changed it. They made it a
just for
state
him.
charge just to get him.
Just for him, exactly. She claimed to vividly remember being wearing a specific dress that hadn't been released for like another 5 years after that. She claimed that what was the store called?
I don't remember.
It was some high end, fancy New York City store. She's claiming it was empty. There was no one there, and
Right.
Trump just happened to be the yeah. You're right. Trump does his own fucking clothing shop. He doesn't have a private tailor who comes to him. You know what I mean? It's just
Guarantee he does.
I guarantee it. There's just too many holes in her story. And here's the best part. She testified and swore that she was not being offered anything from anyone to do this. And it turns out she accepted a massive wad of money from a Democrat uh, NGO or USAID company, whatever the fuck you want to call them,
Right.
to come do this. Eh. Now we all know how the government works. Ain't shit gonna happen.
No.
But if we can discredit this, at least it'll be this is clearly fucking made up. Nobody paid attention, you know?
Right.
Just like the Trayvon Martin case. Everyone swears they know what happened. And then you're like, this was a public trial. You could literally watch the trial and see the evidence. And they're always like, well, no. I'm like, so you have no idea what the fuck happened, but you swear to God you know you're right, you know?
Right.
Uh okay. The infamous debate with Trump and Biden.
Yep.
Uh Now we had already been saying that Biden he's not there. He may have been when he took office, but his decline accelerated.
No, Joe Biden's got a different theory.
Well, at the time, I don't know if you recall, she came out on stage and goes, Joe, you did so good. You answered all the questions. I was like, you answered all the fucking questions. It's like that's first of all, that's the standard we're going by. I was like, and second, he didn't answer all the questions. He made words up. He rambled. He turned around and looked at the wall for a while. That was when he said Batagaf care and he's going to beat Medicaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now Jill is saying that she was afraid that Jill had been drugged or had a stroke on stage. And put out that when he stepped off stage, he said, I really fucked up, didn't I?
Right.
So they clearly lied to everyone intentionally, or Jill is throwing her fucking husband
Under the
under the
bus.
bus to sell a book
Well, that's very possible.
because she's selling her book. What kind of horrible person would throw their spouse under the bus to be able to sell a book, especially when Dr. Jill is already wealthy. She doesn't need the money from this book. Well, I don't know. Unless maybe the DNC took all of their fucking money because that's what the Democrats are good at. And well, how much money did the Democrats spend on the Harris campaign? Oh, that's right. All of it plus some.
Yeah. A shit ton.
Yeah. It was over $1 billion, I believe.
And look at what it got him.
Got him laughed at.
Yep.
And I've been bringing this name up because I knew some shit was going to happen with him soon. You still have no idea who Hassan Piker is.
No, he's probably a YouTube person.
He's on YouTube, yes, but not just YouTube. He's everywhere online. He's the biggest left-wing podcaster commentator there is.
Well, that explains everything right there. How big is that? He's left wing.
Too many honestly, it's bigger than not as big as Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan's not right wing. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
But Piker, he's the guy who said we deserved 9/11. He was famously busted for electric zapping his dog for not sitting still in the background of his videos. He's the one who went to Cuba and possibly broke all sorts of laws with what he was doing there. Well, now he's starting to freak out because they're doing an investigation into what happened in Cuba. Uh, he turned on a dime and sold out some Chinese national guy who's hiding in China now that funded
Right.
the whole program and set it up. It's like,
Nice.
oh, so you got in cahoots with the CCP to go be in communist Cuba to make the Americans look bad.
Right.
So yeah, even Jasmine Crockett said he was a fucking moron. Ew. And here's more fun. Him and his uncle Cenk Uygur have been banned from entering the UK.
Wow.
They were supposed to be both supposed to be going there for some debate thing, some big deal thing that happens every year, I guess. And the UK is like, no, your visa's been revoked. You cannot come into our country, which is crazy. The US and the UK have this treaty, I guess,
Most of it, yeah.
that as soon as you get off the plane or the ship, you have an automatic at least 10-day visa to be in their country. And they told these guys, like, no, don't even bother coming. We're just going to turn you around. We don't want you here.
Right.
Uh, right. We were just talking about Blue Origin, weren't we?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't remember what happened. Um, because I remember bringing it up. Like, that's not Elon Musk, right? That's
Yeah,
Bezos.
I think they had a problem with the launch.
Yeah, well, they did again. Uh, what they blew up their rocket in Cape Canaveral. Uh, wish I could have seen that because that must have been spectacular, but terrifying.
Right.
So what's going on? Why is Blue Origin having such an issue when SpaceX is doing so much better?
I don't know. Different leadership.
That's definitely true, but I mean, how much hands-on is Elon Musk actually helping design this stuff?
I don't think he's hands-on at all.
Exactly. He walks in and says, "Hey, I want to be able to do this." Because yeah, the last time we watched something that SpaceX did, didn't we watch them like catch a rocket with a giant
Yeah.
mechanical claw machine,
Uh-huh.
like they pull?
Yeah, and they reused that part of the rocket again.
Yeah,
Saves a ton of money.
like they're pulling a rubber ducky out of the claw machine at the arcade. I was like, "Holy crap, that's what!" But they caught it midair. It was wild. And I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I didn't realize Indonesia was that involved in World War II. I mean, I guess it makes perfect sense. It's over there. I just thought it was a little east, I guess, but that's just my own ignorance, I guess. Uh, but they had a fucking World War II era bomb go off that was deep underground underneath a house on stilts.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, it killed at least 5 people, and there are 3 more missing still. Took out several houses.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Could you imagine a 100-year-old or I'm sorry, 85-year-old ordnance going off onto your house? So I mean, not only did that kill people and destroy their homes, but what did it do to the I don't know how Indonesia does things, but it must have destroyed the plumbing system for
Oh, yeah,
if they're doing
definitely.
shared water and the
Yeah.
electrical grid. Uh, whew. Now these are
Are
conventional.
there any other bombs under the buried too, you know?
Boom. That's the question. Was this one of a cluster bomb drop? You know what I mean? Are there 15 more underground? And who wants to be the crazy bastard with a sonar machine running it over the ground, pinging it with sound to find out?
Not me.
Yeah, no, you can't pay me enough to do that. Uh, All right. So the Democrats are now, they want, oh my God, they're introducing a bill for, was 12 days, I think, a year. Yeah, 12 days, paid days off a year of menstrual leave. Uh, well, first of all, I'm not a biologist, but I took basic health class, human reproduction, biology, all that stuff. Doesn't a female menstrual period usually last 5 to 7 days?
Yeah.
So is there only one day where it's debilitating for some people?
I don't know.
I mean, listen, I think it was Talib. I think it was Rashida Talib talking about how she just woke up on the floor in an apartment store. She was being grocery store. She was being taken off in an ambulance because she had passed out from the pain from her period. And I was like, I don't have a uterus. I don't know, but that sounds extreme.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say I have cramps. Another thing, it was so painful I passed out. That even tells me that every other woman on the planet is tougher than her,
Yeah.
or she's full of shit.
Which one is it?
Dude, I had a it's a different pain, but I had a cutting wheel explode on me when I was cutting on the Navy ship once. I was cutting through steel. Someone else had used it to fucking cut aluminum before. The wrong tools for the job. It gummed it up so it wouldn't expand and cool, so it heated up and exploded. My legs are covered in scars from this. And I had to
Okay.
pull hunks of this thing out of my leg. Went in and got like 50 stitches to put my legs back together. Do you know what the Navy does to you once something like that happens?
No.
Get back to work. She sits in a fucking office and what's even better is I didn't share it in here, but Boston is holding a menstruating persons day.
Oh my word. If only ChatGPT would make that thumbnail art for us. I know they won't.
Yes. But the crazy thing is it's applicable to trans women.
Oh,
So
okay.
men,
Yeah.
but they're giving out free menstrual products to these trans women,
That,
biological men who don't
that
menstruate.
don't need
Oh,
it.
oh, the women of Boston and Massachusetts are losing their fucking mind. Like we've been screaming for years, we need some help on this. And you're gonna
Right.
turn around. He goes, once again, the man fucking wins. The misogynist wins. You're gonna give him the tampons, you know? I laughed so hard when I heard this. Like, this is how backwards Michelle Wu is in
Yeah.
Boston, you know?
Hmm.
She's like, well, women can afford it, apparently. Like, lady, not all of them are fucking mayor, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure the mayor makes a decent salary in Boston.
In Boston, I'm certain of it. I guarantee it's at least six figures.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably only six figures. It's probably certainly not $1 million, but and what's up with okay, so this activist judge uh has shut down the ballroom renovation or something.
Yeah.
Why? What
Because
is
they
the
didn't follow the right protocols to get it approved by the historical people in DC.
the, the West Wing isn't historical though. It's only been around for like 60 years, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they're fucking taking apart the Lincoln bedroom. Which, Brian, by the way, why did they call it the Lincoln bedroom?
Because Abe Lincoln slept in there.
No, he didn't. He died there.
Okay.
That was the bed they laid him on after he was shot. I know everyone goes straight to that one. Uh, but yeah, okay. And they're saying you can't put in like this drone port, I guess.
Yeah, they want to put drone base somewhere near it.
So in case DC is directly attacked again,
Yeah.
they'll have something better than just like anti-air guns that you're going to rain chaff down on the people.
Right.
It's a good idea, I suppose. And anyone out there who might say something stupid like Washington D.C.'s never been attacked. The fucking British burned it down in the War of 1812.
Yeah, that's
Burned
not the
down the White
original
House.
White House. Yeah.
Yes, burned it to the ground. We almost lost our independence from the British in that war. Well, here in West Virginia, in Clarksburg, not that far from me, I say that, a couple hours drive. there was a vigil held in support of the immigrant community, and the woman who led it was saying that we need to stop arresting people because of their skin color. And I was like, lady, they're not getting arrested because they're brown. They're getting arrested because they broke the law. I was like, did you realize if a freaking Russian comes across the border and does the same shit, they're gonna get the same treatment?
Yeah.
But they don't understand this. And that's why I keep saying is like we should, for real, why hasn't Russia sent in 100,000 fucking undercover agents to just walk across the border of the United States then if we're gonna let all these white illegal immigrants in this country?
Right.
Why didn't they do it when we were letting anyone cross the border?
That's a good
Like
question.
the Chinese did? Or did they?
That's a good
And they just
question.
yeah, are they waiting for the right time? This is something that was brought up the whole time Joe was in office was you're giving all these groups time to set up sleeper cells. Uh, but yeah, this is the same judge who has shut down a handful of other projects. Like, of course, I always get slow loading on this shit when we're doing this show. I must be eating up my bandwidth with this call.
Maybe.
Uh, oh, and this is neat. There's a West Virginia Day festival to be in Raleigh County coming up near the end of this month. Apparently, they do it every year. They do all sorts of neat stuff, though. They do homemade boat races down the river, and these are all like family fun things. But
Mm-hmm.
this one here, they're doing music, food, and discounted coal mine tours.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like fun, actually. I might be going to this. Go check out an old abandoned coal mine.
Yeah.
All right. So the United Auto Workers
Yep.
are running their mouths in Michigan, aren't they?
Yep. Yep. They can't get uh, quote unquote fair or labor agreement, so they are striking as of midnight tonight. 1,000 workers are going out on strike.
Now, are they not getting paid during the strike?
No, they won't get paid during the strike. They
Okay.
get, well, the union pays them like $100 or $200 to show up on the picket lines, but they're not getting their regular paycheck.
Okay.
They get a small
So,
stipend through the union.
okay. So all the money they paid into the union's going to give them back a little bit, enough to buy groceries, but not pay their
Probably. Yeah.
mortgage.
Yeah.
And this is, it's the United Automotive Workers, but these guys make drive axles, I guess,
Yeah.
for Mopar or something, or GMC exclusively. I don't know.
General Motors.
Okay, General Motors, Mopar.
Yeah.
Um, I see. I still don't know where I stand on unionization. I think they should have every right to unionize, but I also think that these guys, what's the name, like Hudson Drive Shafts or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
American
not
American
overall, I'm not
Axle.
a big fan of unions either, even though I'm in a union heavy state now.
I was in Massachusetts and I worked at a supermarket for less than 1 week.
You had to join the
Per-
union.
They forced me to join a union. I was like, "You're giving me just over minimum wage, and that's only because I'm working the overnight shift, stocking shelves." I was like, "You're charging minimum wage employees union dues?" Like, why? Like, well, you can't get fired. And I ended up quitting within a week anyway because they told me to be there at 10 at yeah 10 p.m. But apparently everyone else knows to get there at 8 before they close the doors and lock them. So no
Okay.
one would. So I couldn't get into the building. I
Uh-huh.
remember getting a phone call. I was like, "Well, you gonna be coming to work?" I was like, "Well, I did the first 2 days. Now I can't get in the building." It's like, so I don't know, but it seems to me like you already fired me, you know?
Right.
But I'm curious, can American Axle fire all of these people and find new people?
Probably. But
And
would General Motors buy their parts at that point? That because General Motors is all union too. So would the unions back the other union?
I don't think the union gets to make a decision what the company buys, though, do they?
Probably not.
And if they fired them all, you could offer some of them a job back as you're going to teach the new guys how to do the job. Let's be real,
Right.
most of this stuff is done by machines, and what the people physically are doing is assembling pieces. A couple weeks of training, and that's back up and running.
Yeah.
I just think we need to see more of that when it comes to like, no, we're all walking up like, okay, you're all fired. We're gonna hire new people because I'm sure that guy over there, would be so excited for this job, you know,
Yeah.
and he'll do it for less money than you. Yeah, all right, whatever. And what's up in Kent County?
Apparently, the Kent County Sheriff's Department has this new initiative that allows people to put their home cams and their business cams into their system so they have access to them.
The sheriff's department can just use other people's cameras, or they have to get permission.
I think the homeowners have to give them permission, but I still think it's a horrible plan.
Yeah, no. What you do is you after the after you realize a crime has happened, because let's be real, the cops aren't going to show up in the middle of a crime, even if they see it happening on camera, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
After the fact,
you
you
have to
determine what
enroll
you
in the
want.
program, and then the police department install a small piece of hardware to their existing security cameras so that the feeds can be live streamed and viewed by the sheriff's department. Nah, ain't gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, if you want to go ahead and sign up for this, go ahead. But you're literally saying I don't want privacy at
Yeah,
all from the police on my own property.
yeah,
And I love the argument. If you don't do anything wrong, what difference does it make? I get you show me the man, I'll show you the crime. If I look hard enough, I can find a crime everyone has committed. That's exactly what they're trying to do with Trump, which blows my mind that they can't find a real one. You know what I mean?
right.
Like these 54 felonies. Again, that's people not understanding terminology. Technically, he's not a felon because he hasn't been sentenced.
Right.
And that's all going to get thrown out when the prosecutors end up getting busted for the very thing they accuse Trump of doing. That whole
Yep.
Saul Alinsky rules for radicals thing that Hillary Clinton kept quoting.
Right.
You mentioned this last time we got together over in Virginia.
Yeah, they
Ebola.
started Dulles is one of the places in the country where they're screening for Ebola. They've got a whole quarantine section set up when you're coming in. And now apparently there's an outbreak of Ebola that they're
Well,
worried about in Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia is actually saying you're not allowed to come from these places where Ebola is overseas. Uh, let's just shut down the fucking international flight then. Let's just shut it all down. What the fuck difference does it make? This is getting out of control with everyone worried about the next fucking pandemic. Like, you know what? Don't go fucking hanging out in filthy places where people are freaking breathing in rat shit, getting bit by rat fleas. They're eating stuff covered in waste. Well, how
Well,
about
some of these people are missionaries that are over there trying to help the people.
okay? I get that. That's a little different. But what
Nobody's going on a vacation into
to
into these
Nigeria?
countries. Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
Where was Karen Bass when the Palisades fire happened?
That wasn't a vacation. That was trying to drum up money for Los Angeles.
Why is Los Angeles interacting with foreign governments to get money? Isn't
Sounds
that
a
against all
violation
sorts
of
of
the law.
laws?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's so illegal. Like you have to register as a foreign agent at that point. And she was it Uganda? Why is Uganda giving Los Angeles money and for what? Maybe to put the fires out. Maybe that's what she was there. She was trying to get Ugandans to volunteer to put the fires out in California.
Yeah,
That must have been it, right?
must be.
Not just pad her own campaign contributions. Who's the dude over there?
Newsom?
No, 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 no. The guy Pratt. We'll get into him, but funny thing is, he's no Republican.
No, not really.
What do you mean? No, not really. He's less Republican than Schwarzenegger is.
Exactly.
He's just upset that his fucking house burned down. He's being charged property tax on a property that's been destroyed. And he's not even allowed to go collect his property off of it anymore.
All right.
He's not allowed to rebuild his home.
I bet they didn't lower his property tax when the home burned down
I
either.
guarantee they didn't. Because now they're going to make an argument like, well, now it's wide open land to build on. You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, I want my fucking house.
You just got to get it through the planning commission.
Oh, and it's great. People like, well, show us here that you have all these like, Hotel Marriott charges. That this is where you've been living. He goes, my house burned down.
Right.
All right. Uh, oh, here we go. Some of these Democrats are actually getting pushback from their own government.
About damn time.
Yeah, Maryland and Virginia. Which one was it in Maryland? Excuse me. The elected sheriffs filed a lawsuit, federal lawsuit, by the way,
Okay.
challenging the newly acted Community Trust Act, a law backed by the Democratic governor Wes Moore that has limited cooperation between local law enforcement agencies and federal immigration authorities. Basically, don't help federal agents and the sheriffs, elected sheriffs, are like, you're making it difficult to follow the actual laws here. Like you're making it actually impossible. Because and then we pick someone up for larceny and you turn them loose the next day because you're afraid that the ICE is going to show up and take them away.
Right.
Like they're still thieves, you know.
Yeah.
And Virginia, the actual legislature of Virginia is pushing back against these gun bans and
Well,
a
they are the
handful of
ones
other
that
things.
pushed it through for her. They're the
That's
ones
what
that created the law and that she signed in the law, this assault gun ban. But the sheriffs all over the Virginia's, the conservative sheriffs are saying
refuse.
no, they're refusing to even uh, enforce it.
Yeah. Oh, high capacity magazines. What the fuck does that mean? Is it over 10 rounds? Is it over 5 rounds?
I don't know. If Ray were here, he'd be able to tell us.
Maybe, but what do you need that many bullets for? And I'm like, I don't know. Some guy kicks in your door at 3 a.m. You can't see what's going on very well. You got sleep in your eyes. You might not hit him with the first shot, you know? Or what
Right.
if 4 guys break into your house together with weapons? You're
Yeah,
supposed to go, hold on, let me reload. Hold on.
exactly. They're going to wait for you to reload.
Yeah. And again, with the high capacity magazine ban, this theory that it's going to change everything. I'll just carry more magazines on me if I'm going to go on a killing spree.
Right. That's what they do.
Yeah. And this is the same argument I brought up recently about how I think this terrorism shit we're seeing isn't real. Because real terrorism it's not hard to kill people. I mean, 9/11 was a real terror attack. You know what I mean? Timothy McVeigh in Oklahoma City was a real terror attack. But you see these stupid attempts, and you're like, I just don't understand what's going on here. Uh, Maybe they're just a bunch of fucking morons, but I'm telling you, I could go into my kitchen right now, reach under my sink, and make a weapon that would kill dozens of people in minutes if I really wanted to. And all I would do is just stand on a rooftop and pour 2 buckets down on the ground and watch them mix together and poison everybody. Uh, how many people have we heard about doing floor cleaning that mix the wrong chemicals and end up dying?
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, it's I just don't understand these this thought that everything has to be so fucking complicated. It's like you should have learned all of this stuff in chemistry. Just like I don't need a fucking gun to go kill a bunch of people if I want to kill a bunch of people. In fact, I
Right.
probably wouldn't because I wouldn't want you to be able to trace ballistics to me or my fingerprints on the shell casings or et cetera, et cetera. 1,000 reasons, honestly. Versus
Yeah,
toxic gas. Good luck getting a fingerprint off a toxic gas. You know,
exactly.
shit. Uh, oh, check this out. The professors in California, the University of California, are actually demanding they bring back SAT and ACT scores
What,
to
they
get
got too
into.
many dumb people showing up in college?
Yes, and they said especially in the STEM fields because they're getting people showing up to be like engineers that have a ninth grade math level. So
Wow.
these college professors that are supposed to be teaching you how to build bridges are teaching you basic math instead. It's like, oh, that's why it costs too much. And this isn't new. It's new-ish, but we knew this was going to be happening soon after this whole COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
These kids just didn't get school for a very long time. Oh, they did online courses. Yeah, and that's when we all saw what they were doing in school instead of school. And amazingly, everyone forgot about all of that shit as soon as the parents couldn't see it anymore. But yeah, I'm like, how about you teach my kid how to freaking solve a quadratic equation instead of explaining to them your pronouns? Because
Exactly.
I don't give a shit about your sexuality or your identity. I want to know how
Yeah.
to build a fucking bridge. But no, it's bigoted to say that. God. I'm in West Virginia now, but I did do it in Massachusetts at least once. I intentionally went and used the women's bathroom after I saw women go in the bathroom, like just followed them right in
Right.
with the beard and all. One woman, a couple of them looked at me funny. One woman actually said something. I was like, I'm a woman. You're not allowed to ask me that question. You can't be a bigot here in Massachusetts. And she's got that intimidated look in her face. And I'm like, yeah, see, this is my point. This is why you shouldn't let this shit happen. Stop voting the way you do. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great until a bearded man follows you into the bathroom and your pants are down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, everything just changed when it affected my life. Oh, here we go. This should have been up higher. The assault weapons ban that they're trying in Virginia. Spanberger just signed it, I guess. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, they still won't define what an assault weapon is.
No. Kind of important to define it.
I can define what an assault weapon is. These folks have no idea.
No.
They think it looks scary. I could seriously get an AR-15 with a wood stock that looks like a fucking deer hunting rifle, and they'd be okay with that, and it'd be the same exact rifle they want banned.
Right.
A real assault weapon has selective fire capabilities. 1 round per trigger pull, 3 rounds per trigger pull, or full auto on trigger pull. Full auto and bursts are already legal in this country for civilians to own unless it was made before 1985, passed by Reagan, and you need a freaking ridiculous tax stamp to do it.
Right.
But the prosecutor in Virginia has said that her gun ban is unconstitutional and that it's going to get thrown out after the Heller case, the Bruin case, and then there's another one in the middle there somewhere where the Supreme Court has come out and was like, you guys can't do this. Stop doing it.
Right.
So what's going to happen with Virginia, man? Are they just going to keep fighting the Supreme Court, or are they just going to keep pushing this shit through? And
Oh,
I mean,
as long
her
as
own,
as long as the Dems are in charge, they're going to keep trying to fight the Supreme Court.
the thing is, even her own party now is saying she's out of control. She ran as a moderate,
She's no
and
moderate. She never
yeah,
was a moderate.
and
I
the
never believed
wackage.
that when she had the campaign ads on.
Yeah, I know. Well, as soon as she said she wanted to outlaw any kind of firearm, I was like, that's not moderate. Like, this has been tried and heard several times in many courts, all the way up to the Supreme Court. We all know that you cannot do this stuff.
Right.
Realistically, the only argument you would have to ban types of firearms is if there's some kind of default in them, some kind of faulty mechanism that could fail. Like, what was it? It wasn't Glock. Sig Sauer. I remember they had that big issue that was a big deal for a while when guns were just going off. No, I'm surprised you don't remember that. A cop ended up shooting himself in the leg trying to draw his gun.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Air Force guy dropped it. Which, don't get me wrong, don't drop fucking guns,
No.
but dropped his pistol and it went off. That's not supposed to happen.
No.
That's something I could say. I can see the states having like, all right, you're not allowed to sell this product until they fix it. You know,
Right.
that I could understand, but not that I don't like it. It makes me scared because that leads down a dark, dark hole of what the UK is doing. Say you're not allowed to carry a fucking pocket knife anymore.
Look how well that's working for them.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing is when you outlaw weaponry, only outlaws have weaponry, and they are having a big deal over there in Great Britain with their migrants. It appears to be worse than it is here.
Well, they let
And the
more
people,
in.
yeah, well, percentage wise, I suppose. But yeah, the people are actually starting to complain about it now, which is crazy because they may as well all be in Massachusetts. But the problem is, once your daughter's been gang raped 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
by someone who doesn't speak the language, and you're
Starting to
told
hit
to shut the
home.
yeah, and you're told to shut the fuck up and don't bring it up because it makes you look like a racist. People change their minds on what they were saying before. I say that, but we had a what was it? The guy, his daughter was raped and murdered here in the United States, and he's like, "Don't go saying these mean things about this man." It's like, dude, he raped and killed your daughter, and you're taking his side because he's here illegally.
Right.
That just, dear God, do I need to leave the country, renounce my citizenship, come back and get handed all this free shit and not have the laws apply to me?
Maybe.
Like, would
You,
I be above the law if I wasn't a citizen anymore?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Maybe I'll go. Well, she's got dual citizenship. Maybe I'll go spend, this entire summer out in the sun. I'll get my nice dark brown tan going,
Mm.
and I'll come back and speak and talk like this, and I learn English. And fuck, you'll hand me a free phone. You'll give me a place to live. You'll feed me.
Yeah.
And then when I rape and murder someone, you'll say it's not my fault. It's the world's fault.
Right.
And everyone else just needs to understand that he can't control himself because he doesn't speak English very well. I don't know if I should have put this one in here or not, but I found it neat, or not neat, interesting. This landlord in Brooklyn is, I think he's bringing up charges. Not,
Well,
he's
he's
got
been
no one to
trying to
sue.
get this person evicted for almost a decade now.
I thought it was more than a decade.
It will be time.
Oh, nearly. Okay.
Yeah, because every time it gets close to being settled, she changes lawyers. Or he. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
she, I think.
she
Yeah.
she moved in with an infirmed elderly man who died 2 years later in
And it was a
2000.
rent control apartment when he lived there. And the landlord went through the process to make it not rent controlled anymore. But he can't evict the person that's still living there and they haven't been paying rent. But her lawyers say she's got all this money into an escrow account and is ready to pay if need be.
And pay the fucking rent. At least pay the rent controlled rent.
Well, he's saying it'd be like $300,000, and
Yes.
he says there's no way in hell she's got $300,000.
Yeah. It was. I thought it was closer to 350, but yeah. Apparently, he had to going through this in the courtrooms. He had to spend his daughter's college fund
Yeah,
to fight this in court, and that money's not coming back
no.
because even if she can come up with a rent, she can be able to pay the court fees.
And even if she can't, you're not gonna move somebody new in and make up $350,000 from them.
Well, if she had to pay the back rent, that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, I guarantee
But
she don't have the money.
no, and even if she did for the rent controlled price, why does she get to? This was a thing we saw on TV in the 90s. Remember when people were sneaking into rent controlled apartments and
Yeah.
pretending that they were still the other person?
Yep.
And they knew it was a crime. They wouldn't answer the phone, they wouldn't answer the door. Did you watch Two Broke Girls?
Mm-hmm.
That was a rent controlled apartment. That's why they would never answer the phone on the wall.
Okay.
Actually, dude, like 4 days ago, the phone on my wall rang.
Uh-huh.
The wife and I just turned and looked at it like, is the fucking world ending? She's like, what do you mean is it ending? I was like, I don't even know the phone number to that phone. It's like, I don't know how to make a call to this. It's like, I didn't know we had a fucking actual landline hooked up. I
Right.
thought we had shut it off. Apparently, we're still getting a cheaper rate,
You
which I
do.
thought was,
You get a cheaper rate if you have
but, but we don't have cable. So like, it's usually the trio package that gives you the discount.
right.
But I was just like, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm not answering that phone. There's nothing good on the other end of that line. That's for certain. uh, all right. So some congressman in Tennessee is filing articles of impeachment against the chief justice, right?
Yes.
Roberts.
Uh-huh.
You know what this is about?
No.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
don't
see
either.
here.
I was reading the 9-year squatter one by accident. Yeah, I read this and I already forgot it. It was dumb shit
He's
like
saying his
he can't.
leadership has been marked by arbitrary, unexplained, and
Yeah.
inconsistent decisions. So he's talking about the Louisiana versus Callis decision, blah 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 blah. So there are some things there, but
He's not gonna be in Congress for much longer.
Well,
His
also, only one Supreme Court justice always has been ever impeached. That was in 1804.
wow. Wasn't Roberts the one who came out? What because I remember MAGA guys were coming out and saying we need to start impeaching these judges that are
Yeah, he did.
obviously political. And
Uh-huh.
Roberts is the one who's like, hold on. You need to take a
Yeah,
step back and think real hard before you start down this path. And now
yeah,
they're trying to take the Chief Justice down.
yeah,
Just a heads up. Roberts is not a young man. That's just going to give Trump another pick to last even longer in the Supreme Court.
yeah.
And right now, I guess you would say the Republicans have a majority, but I don't think that's fair because these are individuals, not politically necessarily politically aligned. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But but if most of these are Republican leaning justices, they're going to pick out another Republican leaning justice to be the chief, right?
Exactly.
So all you're doing is just putting a younger body in there, like Amy Cohen. Maybe that's what they're hoping is they get an Amy Cohen Barrett instead of a Roberts or a Kavanaugh. Because Barrett's like in her 40s, isn't she? I think so. Anyway, I'm not sure. Maybe early 50s.
I think
She
she's
looks
in her.
young.
She's very young.
She looks young. Yeah, and if she's in her 50s or 60s, then she looks amazing for her age. I don't necessarily care for the way she's voted every time, but that's the way it works. Just
Yeah.
like I don't like Jumanji Jackson, but that's because she uses AI to write up her fucking dissents
Race.
like she's a college student. Well, while this is happening, Spencer Pratt is filing a complaint against Karen Bass for illegal campaigning.
All right.
Well, not only does she not give a shit about the law, she gives so little of a shit about the law that she went and released an online video ad of her campaigning with the polling box, like the drop box, right behind her.
You can't do
You
that.
can't, no, we have to be at least 500, 300 feet, 500 feet away.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the idea of that is you can't intimidate people as they go in to drop off their votes. Yeah. But nothing's gonna happen with this. She's gonna say, oops, even though they made it a point of showing the ballot box and how she's gonna win at the ballot box and points at it. Oh geez, Brian's already leaving. I don't know. Oh boy, what's he doing? He actually left the room. I didn't know he had a door over there. I wonder if that's where he keeps all of his secret guns. I'm gonna have to ask. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Brian about that when he comes back here in a second. All right. Hey, Brian, now that you're back in Michigan now and you have an inheritance coming your way, how many firearms are you going to own?
I don't know. I already own one.
Yeah, it's been sitting there in Michigan
Yep.
since
I got
si-
a 20 since I was in high school. It's a
yeah, I was to say
20
since
gauge.
what the mid '80s probably.
Yep. It's probably worth more money now. A 20 gauge shotgun.
20 gauge
Yep.
duck hunting
I
or
don't
turkey
remember what I
hunting.
got it for. Yeah, but yeah, 20 gauge.
All right. Uh, pump action, double
Hmm.
barrel pump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you even looked at it, like cleaned it or anything?
No, I used it probably like 10 years ago. We did some shooting here when I was up here on a vacation. So
Just fucking around shooting or
yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's a good time though, isn't it?
Hmm.
Uh, I just shot up some fruit in my backyard for shits and giggles. I got my 40 back from Virginia when I came back from that trip. And I was like, I still have this pumpkin. I had a pumpkin last in my house all winter
That's
from
crazy.
Halloween. I know, and it was in perfect shape. As soon as we opened the windows, because it got warm, it started to get soft. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
all right. So I took
Gotta
it
go.
outside. I took it outside. I was like, let's shoot this motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, it's just fun. I I have all this land to shoot on, perfectly safe and everything,
Uh-huh.
but I have to be certain that it's nowhere near my well because I don't want lead sitting in the ground soaking into my water supply, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you shared this one. This
Yeah,
little known law
yeah,
was very
exactly.
interesting to me. What exactly is it?
Maine's got this law in place where they can replace a candidate on the ballot after
The primary.
the primary. There's a
But yeah,
mechanism for replacing a nominee who withdraws after the primary.
yeah, they have to drop out after the primary for this to happen.
Yeah.
Just like what happened with
And
Kamala
it would
Harris.
give the Democrats like 14 days to settle on a replacement candidate and prepare the general election campaign. So
That means Graham Platinum would have to drop out.
that's not
Why
going
would
to
he just
happen
why wouldn't he just do that now and what the next Democrat
because he's not going
unless
to do that. He's too pig-headed. He thinks he doesn't care.
oh I loved it. He called all
He's isn't he leading the polls right now against the Republican anyway, even with how crazy he is?
I don't know if he's beating the Republican, but he's definitely leading his own party. And the some of the stuff this guy has said is truly egregious. Not just the literal Nazi tattoo he had on his chest, which I'm getting a laugh because I'm still seeing news outlets that go, "Oh, it appeared to look like a Nazi tattoo." I
No,
was
it
like,
is.
it's a fucking SS totem kampf, okay? We all know what this is. And he said, well, he's in Algeria or something, or Albania, and got it when he was drunk in the Marine Corps and didn't know what it
Yeah.
was. And
Right.
well, shits and giggles, I went and looked it up. The country he listed actually bans any Nazi propaganda, symbolism, anything like that, like Germany does.
Right.
So he didn't just walk into a tattoo shop and see it in the flash art. He went into an
Yeah.
underground Nazi tattoo shop and kept it for what, 18 years and only covered it up when he was going to run for office.
Right.
He said that all white rural people are racist morons. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking oyster farmer in the middle of nowhere, Maine. What's
Yeah.
more rural?
Rural.
You know? It's like, so that's you. That's why you had the Nazi tattoo, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He said that the guy who stepped out and intentionally drew fire from the Taliban so his unit could get out and was shot multiple times. He said this fucking idiot deserved to die. He doesn't deserve to be alive. He said he started talking shit about Chris Kyle. Remember the name Chris Kyle, the American
Yeah.
sniper,
Uh-huh.
the guy who, after his most recorded sniper kills in American history, was helping homeless and disabled veterans and was killed by one. And this guy starts talking shit about Chris Kyle. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is the matter with you, dude?
Right.
Like, uh,
Alienating all the voters.
but they're still going to vote for him. Like, that's the question: is what does a Democrat have to do to be disowned by their own party? The whole argument against the right was Nazi, Nazi, Nazi for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Now they're going to elect a dude with an actual fucking Nazi.
Right.
There's one person they ended up disowning, but that was after they lost the primary. So maybe if Pratt loses the primary, maybe then they'll be like, oh, well, he wasn't a good choice anyway. He shouldn't have been running. And, but like Warren and Sanders both have publicly stated they're keeping their endorsements in place for him. And I'm like,
That's
there
crazy.
you go.
Yeah, have fun with
Yeah.
that.
Well, Pratt used to be a socialist. Not Pratt. I don't know why I keep doing that. Plattner used to be a socialist. Now he's a card carrying communist. And I think a lot of people need to understand and look back and really understand that the Civil Rights Act does not protect communists. You are allowed to discriminate as you see fit against communists in the United States. So, I mean, the federal government can actually say, no, you can't have the position. Problem is, they don't have the balls to do any of this shit.
Right. They don't, yeah, they don't enforce enough of these things.
No, same Civil Rights Act. Excuse me. Still got that little bit of illness going around. They also don't understand that the rest of it, the Civil Rights Act refers to immutable characteristics such as like race, and sex. And if you can just switch sexes at will, it's no longer immutable. Therefore, I can discriminate against women as I see fit because you could just be a man. Like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. you know? And you can tell me, well, it's not immutable because that's what they really are. It's like, I don't know. Their fucking DNA says something different. So it looks like they muted their DNA, you know? Do you see this crazy asshole in California? I'm not California, Hawaii. Running, I think, for Congress. I'm not sure. Went into like a government building, drew a gun, and started threatening employees there.
Democrats never do that.
And the picture of this guy that they put out there, like this is who he is. Shirtless guy with some goofy tattoo on his chest, a nipple piercing, a septum ring, and a dude, and a "Make America Trip Again" hat. Like, this is who the Democrats are even humoring. And what's worse, the fucking guy who says we should all just get fucked up and kill people, or the
Yeah.
fucking Nazi? What's worse? Looks like
Yeah,
this
they're
guy in Hawaii is going to be going to prison for he's being charged with
he
terrorist
probably still
threats.
can be a congressman in prison.
I think he can be, but I don't think you can be a convicted terrorist and be a congressman, can you?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure either. But he doesn't have much of a chance anyway. He's a long shot nut job. But his name is still on the primary ticket, so uh, oh, and DOJ is bringing up a lawsuit against the UCLA for they're calling it alleged anti-Semitic harassment of Jewish students. There's video of it. There's video of the graduation ceremony of someone who spent an hour, one of the keynote speaker spent an hour talking about how we need to keep giving the Jews hell and keep getting in their faces. I'm like, you do realize that Leibowitz going to school is not Netanyahu? Like,
Right.
can they not? Because this is the thing: is they say all Jews, but you bring up radical Islamists and like, oh, you can't say all Muslims. Like, I didn't. I'm talking about the fucking radicals. You're saying kill all the fucking Jews. You're electing a goddamn Nazi. What am I supposed to believe here? Am I just supposed to stock up on ammunition?
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. I've only got I think 3 boxes of shotgun rounds, 3 boxes of 308 rounds, maybe 5 boxes of 40 rounds. I probably have close to 5,022 rounds, but we got like 322s. Oh, I just got my new hunting license for the year with my fishing license. Small game is included. I can shoot squirrels and all that neat shit all I want now. Might get into taxidermy. Sounds like fun.
Mm.
That, and if you could pick off a running squirrel with a 22 rifle, good fucking luck coming up on me at my house. You know? Because it won't be a 22 pointed at you if you're trying to kill me.
Right.
You could be coming around the corner going, oh, I'm going to go kill this motherfucker with my 10 friends. And then a fucking 308 round goes through the fucking forehead of the driver and hits the guy in the back seat and kills them all in a car accident.
Yeah.
Oh, which brings me back, which I don't intend on doing any of that. That's only if people actually want to kill me. If Plattner is elected, actually gets the Senate seat, I think there's a very real possibility a member of his own party assassinates him.
Okay.
They may try to make it look like a MAGA guy did it,
Of course.
but it's gonna be someone in their own party who doesn't want to be this affiliated with the party. Because the Democrats have to either cut off these extremists, the extreme progressives, or they're going to be taken over by them. And they're already at the point of being taken over. They're terrified to tell these people no. And you're getting crazy stuff happen because of it. This is fun. Washington Nationals, an executive there has admitted that they're discriminating against Christian players. They track fans who come in and out of the stadium, and he has a communist agenda. And
Wow.
all I could think was, does this executive of
Still have a job?
no, does he understand? Well, that's a good question. Does he understand that if communism was kicked into place, he would no longer be wealthy? They would
No.
take his wealth and redistribute it to the poor.
No, I don't think he does.
Do they know what communism is? From
No.
each according to their ability, to each according to their needs. Okay. You can't weld. You were never able to pick up how to do it. And we need welders and we need quarry miners. You can't weld, so we're gonna send you into the quarry to break rocks all day in the fucking sun.
Right.
That's your ability. You're still gonna get what you need. You're gonna get a place to live. You're gonna get food every day, according to the theory, anyway. But the executive for the baseball team doesn't need a bigger house, doesn't need better food. He can
No.
live in the same shitty housing and eat the same shitty food as the guy working in the rock quarry 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
These folks, they have just like they have no idea what socialism is. My brother keeps saying, "Well, we are socialists. I support socialism." Like, for the love of God, social welfare is not socialism.
Right.
I was like, "We are capitalists." He goes, "You can be both." I was like, "No, you can't." That's like, oh my God, that's like saying you can be a capitalist and a communist. It, that was when I point. This was years ago. I had this argument with him. That was when I actually brought up the Socialist Manifesto. I was like, boom,
Right.
here it is. He goes, what's that say right there? He goes, what difference does it make? I was like, you keep talking about socialism. Here's what socialism is. Tell me what that says. And he's like, it says, the end goal of socialism is communism. I was like, boom, okay, you know. But he just right out the other ear.
Mm-hmm.
Still voting for Sanders in Vermont. You're just like, wow. If this shit actually went into, and he might benefit from socialism once our father passes.
Right.
My father won't be supporting him anymore, and he'll need socialism to support him because right, he's the one who told me. Actually, that's not true. He didn't tell me. His wife told me that. What are you talking about? Everyone in Vermont gets a card every month to buy groceries with.
No, they don't.
I was like, you mean EBT? I was like, no, that's a poor people plan. Trust me, the millionaire doesn't get SNAP. You know,
No.
everyone does. Brian said so. Brian's my brother. I was like, he
Right.
lied to you so you didn't feel bad. Why? Because he doesn't work. You know? I was like, yeah, no. It's like, so the taxpayers are buying your groceries, and that's the best part is their income hasn't changed. She's a social worker. Their income hasn't changed. They're still getting SNAP benefits while my father pays for
Everything.
everything with his boomer money, you know? Which really, he can do what he wants with his money, but I bought that fucking house from him, gave him a giant wad of money, and he turned around and gave it to my fucking brother.
Right.
Oh, it drives me nuts, dude. Drives me nuts. Like, you could have at least given me back a piece of it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, thanks for paying off the house, or actually, it was paid off at the time. Thanks for buying the house and raising the property value while you're at it. You know?
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. Did you hear about this string of shootings over 72 hours in Seattle?
No. Do they have any cops left in Seattle?
That's the problem. That's the very problem. Check this out. It's in Seattle. It's in the same neighborhood it happened in 72 hours. I think it was. There's 3 deadly shootings, and it turns out that this is disputed territory for human traffickers who are here illegally. Bullets are going through people's houses into their children's bedrooms. So Seattle, now it's illegal, and Seattle, was that where the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone was? Chaz.
Yes. Uh-huh. Chaz was
All
there.
right. All right. Well, they did it again. They put barricades in the road to make it more difficult for cars to get through because these guys are driving in, jumping out, and firing off their rounds and taking off. And they've been contacting the police. Now, during the Chaz thing, I was like, you guys can't do this. Ambulances can't get through.
Right.
It's still true today, but this isn't, we don't want you in it. We don't want the murderers in. Little different. I understand the difference, but the nuance rather. But that's neither here nor there. They've been asking the police to help, and the police like, we just don't have the resources. So the city has ordered these people to remove these anti-gun roadblocks and told people to suck it up and figure it out. And it's like, I was talking about this with someone. Like, well, one day they actually the first shooting that people actually shot back. I was like, that wasn't their actual residence, though. That was the fucking rival gang trafficking humans that fired
Right.
back. Trust me, Bob Smith in Seattle can't get a fucking gun.
No.
There's no way he's getting a gun. Even if his house is getting shot every fucking week, they're going to use that as a reason why he shouldn't be allowed to get a gun. And what's going to end up happening is sooner or later, someone's going to drive across state lines, buy a firearm, come back,
Yep.
and things are going to go terribly wrong because they're not going to have any of the proper training. That's not going
They
to be
won't be
illegal.
able to go to Oregon and get a gun.
No, you'd have to go east.
Idaho,
Yeah.
Montana.
And that's a long way from Seattle.
It is. It's a lot.
That's
It's clear
driving
across
all-
the state.
Drive it all the way back with your. And here's the question: is you go that far to go get a gun because people are shooting up the neighborhood? You get a handgun or you get a rifle?
Rifle.
I would probably go rifle, but it's a lot slower shooting unless you've got a semi-automatic rifle. But even then, it takes longer to take aim again than a handgun. But they're far more accurate too, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is only going to lead to bad shit. And the mayor is telling everyone to shut up and suck it up, Buttercup.
You're in denial.
Oh, she ran on defund the police. And
Oh,
here's the
she
thing:
She got what
Seattle.
she asked for.
Well, exactly. These people elected her, and the problem is not everyone who lives there voted for her.
Of course.
And those are the people I truly feel bad for. But if you got money to live in Seattle, you could probably get the fuck out of Seattle and go live in a red state.
A lot of people are.
And if your house gets shot up enough times, maybe you'll stop voting the same way.
I doubt it.
See, that's the thing. You're right. Because they don't, most of the time, they don't connect the two. They don't realize that when I said, let's get rid of the police and let's not let immigration in, they don't realize that now you have no one here to defend you against the illegal immigrants that are shooting up your neighborhood. For real though, why don't they just call ICE? Like this, Seattle can't stop ICE from showing up. They can just not cooperate, right?
Yeah.
So why doesn't a local resident just call and be like, "We're having this major issue"? Why isn't I read about this? How come? Well, maybe they have. Maybe that's why I haven't heard about it since. Maybe ICE did show up and start arresting the worst of the worst. By the way, I just want to point out that this immigration policy that they're having under Trump is not going to be effective. It's already ineffective. Even if we keep on pace of what he's been doing since the beginning of this term, the first term, it's going to be a couple million maybe deported.
Right. Nothing look, where Biden let it in 4 years.
Exactly.
Dropping the bucket.
Exactly. And I just don't understand why you want these people in here so bad. And here's the question, Brian. Are these Democrat voters, the loud, obnoxious ones, actually this stupid?
Yes.
Or do they want you to think that they don't understand what you're saying and don't understand your question so that
I
they don't
think-
have to answer it?
I think they're stupid.
You think they're genuinely dumb and don't realize that had that man not been here like illegally, he wouldn't have raped and killed your sister, your
Yes.
wife, your daughter. They don't put the two together.
No. They
Fascinating.
didn't get through math class. They can't put 2 to 2 and get 4.
Yeah, well,
They got Common Core math, you know?
I was just gonna say actually, for a while they were actually arguing that 2 plus 2 can equal 5.
Right.
You look at them funny and like, well, 2.2 plus 2.2. And I was like, it's 2.4, and that would round down to 4. You know, and they'd be like,
Right.
okay, 2.5 and 2.5. I was like, but that's not 2 plus 2, that's 2.5.
Right.
They're not the same.
No.
And this is why you're not an engineer. This is why you're not building things. This is why you're not welding things. This is why you're not repairing things. Because you're gonna say, close enough to 80 foot-pounds. And then your fucking tire falls off on the expressway.
Exactly.
You know? I'm gonna skip ahead. I'll come back.
All right.
We mentioned the illegals in Seattle, and I should have put it down on the alien stuff. New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll get there. We'll get there. We got other immigrant stuff to talk about there. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. It was this Texas Supreme Court orders a Dallas judge to stop requiring face masks. My mistake. I
Okay.
thought it was Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she required everyone else wear a mask. except for her. And she's like, she mentioned she's immunocompromised, but then they show pictures of her and video of her at like social gatherings with like 75 to 100 people with no one
Right.
wearing masks, and she's
And
walking
she's
around
not wearing a
shaking
mask
hands.
either.
Yeah, and she's walking around shaking hands. It's like, nah, and I love this. Several people contacted this woman that actually have a say, like different justices and like the
Uh,
governor, asking her what legal precedent she's using to say that she has the authority to do this. And she just blew them off.
right.
Yeah. So finally, Supreme Court was like, no, you're done. Stop. You can't do this anymore. And it actually all came to a head because they threatened to put a an attorney in jail for even asking why he needs to wear a mask in the courtroom, saying that he has issues with his respiratory system, and if he's constantly breathing in his own breath, that he won't get. He's not breathing properly,
Right.
And I love the argument. People are like, well, that's not real. I'm like, yeah, and you know what? If you want to say it's not real, if my breath is gonna go right fucking through it, a fucking virus is too.
Yeah.
Do people understand that viruses are smaller than oxygen atoms?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really true, but it's damn close enough. I mean, what? It's one string of RNA, right? Oh my god, it's just ridiculous, dude. But Texas is leading the nations with business acquisitions lately, and Dallas in particular. All of these companies that are leaving these blue states are moving to Dallas, and it's
Yeah.
tons of money going to Dallas. But I
What?
found
What?
interesting is they went into the
They're
bluest part of Texas.
moving to liberal cities.
True, so that they're still liberal themselves. They just don't want to be an extreme liberal area. At least they have a Republican governor to keep them in check, like Massachusetts did for so long.
Right.
Because I loved it when Massachusetts did. They would have like a Democrat governor and then a Republican House and Senate. And then within 10 years, it would flip the other way. And it was checks and balances. And as
Right.
soon as they all went on the Democrat page, look what's happening in Boston. We're having teen takeovers, and it's your fault if a kid fucking rides his bicycle into your car when you're parked.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have been there. Okay. I was in a fucking tunnel under Boston. You're familiar with the Big Dig system, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it 30 years?
People retired from the big dig.
He gets started and retired still. It was supposed to take 10 years, and it took 30 extra years, and it
Thank
was a
you,
billion-dollar.
unions and the mob.
Yes. Well, that, and every time they dug a hole, they found a crate of tea or an arrowhead and had to stop and bring in an archaeology team. Let me get a beer. What's going on? Oh, Al Green. Al Green's out.
Yep. He lost his primary for the Democrat runoff, so he is no longer going to be in the House of Representatives. I don't think he's going away though. He'll probably get his own YouTube channel and or his podcast, and we'll be able to keep using him in the podcast for the stupid things he says.
Yeah. I almost regret stop clipping Al Sharpton or The View as much as we used to. But to be 100% fair, the Al Sharpton stuff, I was just stealing directly from the No Agenda show.
Right.
And they stopped doing it. And I was like, oh, this isn't as easy to get as it used to be. But if he does a YouTube video and sings Let's Stay Together, I would laugh my balls off and watch that. And you would too.
Yeah.
You you know that not the same Al Green, but the guy who did Let's Stay Together. Let's Stay Together was Al Green.
Okay.
I just first time I saw this name, that was the first thing I thought was that song. And by the way, anyone who's curious who Al Green is, senator or congressman, not senate, right?
Yep, Congressman, yep.
Congress, yeah. He's the one who's going to get censured for shouting and interrupting proceedings on the floor and waving his cane around. And when they were going to censor him, the Democrats came down and sang, "We shall overcome," therefore impeding congressional actions once again. Which, by the way, I would just like to point out, that's what they charged the J6 insurrectionists with, was interrupting congressional proceedings.
Right.
And didn't the Democrats march down on the Senate floor during a meeting
Yes, they
wearing
did.
Handmaid's Tale stuff?
Yep.
and
It sure
interrupt it.
did.
How this is weird how it's a one-sided rule, and you point this out to people.
Welcome
And
to the American government system.
I just wish I could get a little bit of honesty from these folks. Like at least say something like, yeah, maybe they should have got arrested too, instead of fuck all of you. It's like
Right.
we can do it, you can't. I was expecting Guapo to show up by now. He's having a long ass shower. Who was the old lady in the picture with him at the baseball game?
I don't know.
No, all right. He had some gray haired white woman with him at it looked like a Tides game
It
on
was.
Facebook. I thought that was very interesting. I was like, I don't know who that is.
No.
Doesn't really matter. Uh okay. You seen this Nick Shirley act in California? We've been kind of talking
Yeah, we
about it.
talked about it. Yeah, uh-huh.
Nick Shirley finally spoke out about it. It's like these are government funded programs that you're telling us we're not allowed to audit.
Investigate.
Yeah, well, the thing is they didn't use the word investigate. I don't remember what word they used, but it says you can't even audit them and go through their because an investigation requires like a legal action, right?
Yeah.
Versus an audit, be like, all right, it's time to go through your books, just like the IRS can do to your taxes. Uh,
Yeah.
now, IRS can go back 7 years, is it?
Yeah.
And look at my finances.
Uh-huh.
So I still got to be quiet about a couple things, like some money I hid away here and there. uh, but yeah, it's nuts saying you're not even allowed to look into where this money's going, and no one on the left thinks twice about it. This is why I'm seriously, dude. I might go register Republican next time I'm out
Uh-huh.
in at the DMV area. It's an hour and a half drive.
Well,
I'm
you
hoping
can
to do.
register online and mail it in too.
I did not know that. I'm thinking about joining the party, but I don't want to be affiliated with those fucking spineless cowards.
Yeah. Well, luckily you're in West Virginia. There's not a whole lot of spineless coward Republicans in West Virginia.
For the most part. And what was it we were saying last time we got together? Like 85,000 people
Yeah.
left the left and or the middle and joined the Republican Party for exactly what I'm saying. It's like you guys have gotten so out of fucking control. I can't even humor you anymore. I
Right.
used to be able to have like a real conversation, like, well, and you know, and they used to be like, well, no, that's a good point. Maybe we should adjust it this way. It's like, no, you're just a bigot. It's like, what the
Right.
fuck? How you're just shutting down when you shut down the conversation or you resort to ad hominem attacks, you've already lost the conversation, the argument, you
Yep.
know? And these folks just don't get it. And then they threaten you with violence. Like this crazy bastard in Hawaii running for Congress shows up and starts waving a gun around and threatening people in a government building. It's like, dude, you're going to prison.
And Waltz has got plenty of time on his hand because he's pardoned illegal aliens that have been convicted of armed robbery before he gets deported.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier with the sheriffs were upset that they pick someone up for a crime and then they are released immediately before ICE can come get them. So this guy got a pardon and got let out of prison in the middle of the night so he could disappear into the darkness.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Well, they're saying, well, he started a business here, he started a family, he's no threat to society, except back in the day, he was convicted of armed robbery. So,
So when did he build this business? After his
yeah,
like
after armed robbery.
what's the statute of limitations on armed robbery? It's not
He
super
was
long, right?
convicted of it.
I know. I'm saying, but if it was after he committed the armed robbery, he was just pardoned recently. So, like, when did he build this business between the armed robbery and going to prison?
Uh,
Or
yeah,
did he build the business and then rob
no,
people?
he was convicted of aiding and abetting an armed robbery in Hennepin County in 1994 at the age of 18. He served his prison term and was released back to the United States instead of being deported then.
Okay, okay.
He's lived
So,
here all his life, basically. Grew up as a young adult, and
so
instead of getting out of prison and being deported, he was And he says that the governor called a special session of the state's Board of Pardons Clemency Review Commission to ensure the case reviewed before Vang's deportation could be completed.
This has to be some kind of crime.
He
Like I
started
can't.
a family and owned a local painting business
When did he do this shit?
after he got out of prison.
So this guy is
He
still
didn't
around.
just get out of prison, he got out of prison years ago.
So immigration could still go get this guy.
Yes.
I mean, if he's got a registered business, it shouldn't be that hard to find him, right? He's paying
No.
taxes.
Yeah.
And this is the issue that keeps really bothering me is they say they're not going after the worst of the worst. It's because you keep pardoning these motherfuckers and turning them loose from police custody so they don't get deported. So instead of picking up the criminals from the jail as they get released from prison, they're picking up Juan at the Home Depot at
Right.
5:30 in the morning.
Right.
Maybe if you turned over the actual criminals, we wouldn't be as worried about Juan. Or Miguel, the fruit picker.
Yep.
And that's another thing that drove me nuts about Trump. It really pissed me off. He was like, well, we need him in the farming industry. Who's going to pick the crops? I'm like, dear God, you sound like a Democrat in the 1800s. Who else is going to pick the cotton? Fuck. I say the 1800s. Didn't Jasmine Crockett say this like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think
Like,
so.
yeah, I'm sure as hell not picking the cotton. You got to get these people to do it. They do it for cheap. It's like, oh my God, you're literally talking about slavery again. Next time anyone brings up slavery to me in any context at all, I'm just going to point straight at illegal immigration. Like, you want brown skinned people to do the work you don't want to do and get paid less than I would if I did the job so that your strawberries cost less. It's like, that's slavery. And we need to start arresting the businesses that are employing these people, not just arrest the guy running the business, but seize the entire business and auction it off to the parts to the highest bidders. That would stop you from hiring immigrants if you lost everything because of it. Because I don't know if
Right.
people realize it's illegal to employ an illegal immigrant.
Yes, it is.
Like, how are you paying income tax if you're not here legally? And this is a real question. I actually brought this up on social media maybe a year and a half ago. The number one response I got was, what do you mean? Every time you buy shit, you pay taxes. And I was dumbfounded when I saw this response over and over again. And I was like, do any of you have jobs? And I was like, have
No.
any of you ever filed taxes, or do you think income tax is the tax? Because income tax is a joke, and that's a local tax for the most part. Not income tax, sales tax. For the most part, it's a local tax. It's, oh my God. And I understand Biden gave some of these people temporary work IDs, but they were temporary. And
Yeah.
Obama did with the Dream Act, but that was delayed what for early, I don't remember what it was.
For children that came
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, kids coming in, but it was supposed to be delayed action.
Right.
How long is delayed? It's been what
30 years? 40
yeah,
years?
well, not 40 years, but I mean, if they came in under Obama's first term, oh my God. 8, 12, 16, Jesus Christ, like 18 years. So if you were, yeah, there you go. If you were born in Mexico and came across the border the next day with your parents, you can vote in this country
Right.
at this point. Maybe delayed action. Maybe it's come time for this action. You had tons of time to figure out what the fuck you're doing and get out. We offered you $5,000. We're gonna pay you to go back home.
Right.
Which the self deportation thing is working better than forced deportation anyway. A lot of these guys are like, I'll go back now. I'll take this cash with me. I'll set up. I'll reapply and do this the right way. And
Yeah.
all right. All right. What's this place called in Jersey? Of course. Why is it always buried the fucking lead in these things, man? They gotta tell you about. They mentioned everyone's
Newark.
names. It's in Newark, yeah, but there's a name for the facility, for the ice facility. It's it's in the next one, I'm guessing. Hold on. But what does the first one say about the boomerang?
Um,
I can't find it in here either. It doesn't really matter. Whatever. Um, all right. Well, first of all, oh, this one is about the trash truck worker. Black man trying to get his trash truck out from behind the ice facility. And these protesters blocked him and like cussed him out. Then he gets out of his truck. Massive man. Uh assuming that these Democrat protesters weren't like 5'2", this guy had to be at least 6'2",
uh,
250 pounds, just massive, terrifying man, right? And
yeah,
he's angry. He's like, I need to get my fucking work done. What are you doing? You claim you're here to help minorities and you're making sure I don't get paid and I can't feed my kids. He's
right,
like, I don't get to sit here and bitch all day like you do and have fucking Whitey pay me. I love it how we turned their own argument around back on them.
right.
But this is the same group of people. This is my favorite part. Two brown-skinned men, not black, brown skin. So we're assuming some kind of Latino heritage, exited the ice facility and walked through the gate and left. Everyone starts cheering that they just got released. And then someone turns and goes, they fucking work here. It's like, look at the racist once again, assuming the brown man must be doing something because he's brown. There's no way he's doing the other thing.
Right.
But it got to the point where the governor was getting concerned about violence, and she blamed ICE, saying that things are going to escalate quickly. Things get dangerous when you confront ICE. It's like, yes, you're right. When you get in the way of a federal enforcement agent and intentionally impede them, it can get very dangerous. Renee Good. So she decided to call in the state police
Well,
to
that's gonna
handle
help.
the situation. Well, yes, no, and once the protesters started chucking bottles and bricks at the state police, the governor had the state police deploy tear gas. So it went from gates locked with men standing behind it with guns, doing nothing, to the people being actively gassed. So good job, Democrats. And her own party is flipping out about this. But the crazy thing is, 2 days before she tear gassed them, she was out on the picket line with them.
Of course.
It's like, again, these folks have no idea what's going on. And, then they hear reports like, oh, whoa, bricks are being thrown, Molotov cocktail just hit a dude. All right, I guess we need to do something. It's like, well, maybe that's what the fuck was happening before you intervened in the first place.
Right.
Maybe you should have found out before you fucked around, yeah, and it's hilarious watching the videos of these people crying. Like, and I understand tears coming out of your eyes if you get tear gassed. I mean, I've been tear gassed, you've been tear gassed.
Uh-huh.
It sucks, right? But you're not actually gonna bawl cry. Tears come out of your eyes, snots pour out your face, right?
Yeah.
But let's be real, for the most part, you were spending more time trying to breathe than worry about how much it sucked.
That's correct.
These people were sitting on the side of the road after they're out of the gas, which, let's be real, it takes, once you're out of the gas, less than a minute and you can breathe just fine again. And they're bawling, crying. I can't believe it's happening. It's like, well, stop chucking bricks at the cops. It's like, you're lucky it was tear gas and not fucking rubber bullets. What they need to use is, what's that stupid loudspeaker they use to get everyone to go away?
Megaphone?
No, like it's like mounted on like what looks like a Bradley tank.
That's
Big
for
giant,
psyops.
the big giant, no, the big giant array on the top of it of speakers. And oh no, it's so loud, and they can make frequencies that like make your guts basically turn inside out. It doesn't kill you, but it makes you incapable of doing anything. It's partially believed that's what the Havana syndrome was low pitch sound waves you couldn't hear that were vibrating your insides.
Okay.
Deep bass notes. You shared this one, Brian. What do you know
Yep.
about the VA is going to start giving us fucking ecstasy?
Yeah. They're doing a trial to determine if it helps with PTSD and mental health.
Uh, are they serious?
Yeah.
Have you ever rolled?
Yes.
How'd you feel the next morning?
Horrible.
Yeah. So let's give the guy with PTSD a drug to feel great for a couple
and,
hours, and
and
then he
that
feels
was some of the
worse.
comments. Some of the comments in the article, like the Facebook comments, they're like, "Are they going to keep this going forever?
Yeah,
Because the
you're just
next
making
day
drug
it's
addicts.
horrible."
Yeah, yeah, I was like, so what? You're either gonna make drug addicts or you're giving them more reason to kill themselves the next day because they dumped all of their dopamine and there's no happiness left. Like this just, and I understand they're not looking to do like a dose like you would take for recreation, but come on, this
Yeah.
just seems like a bad idea to me. And I'm glad other people said that too. It's like this, so you have to take
Yeah.
another one tomorrow, and then you have less dopamine to dump. Then oh, now I hadn't heard about this guy. Uh, there's a 4-star admiral, or I'm assuming he's no longer a 4-star admiral if the
He's in prison.
UCMJ, yeah, this UCMJ put him in prison for receiving bribes
Yeah.
by businesses. But what's crazy is a civilian court just found that this never happened, and this is
Right.
that's bad because
Well, I mean, they're not going to. The military doesn't care what the civilian courts say. They're just going to go with their judgment. So,
correct. But this is a situation where Trump could step in and say, "Let's have another trial." Actually, he's not even allowed to do that. At this point, he can only pardon, right?
yeah.
He can't even call for retrial at this point if he's already serving his
Right.
sentence. Uh, but yeah, that's a bit of a sticky mess. If this guy and like you said, the military court does not give a shit what the civilian court says, and vice versa, obviously.
Right.
And I understand there's a different standard in each court system too.
Yep.
And let's be real, a 4-star admiral shouldn't have been in a situation to even
No.
have this come up on him. Oh, that was something I wanted to bring up about what happened in New Jersey. Uh, after the tear gassing, the governor came out and said that like 9 people were arrested, and 5 of them weren't even New Jersey residents. They shouldn't have even been here. I was like, you're
Right.
a fucking sanctuary state. You're inviting people over from foreign countries, but I can't drive across the bridge from New York. You can't tell me you're not supposed to be here because the illegals in that detention center aren't supposed to be here either. Just want to bring that up because I have every
Yeah.
right to go to New Jersey. I don't have every right to walk into Mexico and just fucking set up shop. All right. We got I don't why do we even bother calling them super carriers anymore?
No idea.
I mean, hasn't since the Enterprise class been super carrier?
Yeah.
So they're all super carriers.
Yeah.
That just seems dumb. Let's just call them aircraft carriers. But anyway, I guess we got one sitting over in the Indo-Pacific region.
It's the forward deployed one from Japan, the George Washington.
What are they doing over there? Just patrolling?
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't be telling the world where we're putting our ships,
Maybe.
especially since we have so much stuff to hide our ships from radar, sonar, and satellite.
Well, Trump did something that no other president's done since the Cold War. NATO has reached its defense of 5% spending goal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you know what? That's just because of what's going on in Russia, and they're realizing this now. They're actually terrified that there might be a conflict. It's like, yeah, it's already too late once the conflict happens. Like, let's be real. The United States had a unique advantage of World War One and Two from being
Right.
so removed from the rest of the planet to be able to start ramping up production then.
Yeah.
But what, France has one carrier, and we're supposed to fucking be excited about that.
Right.
We have more than one carrier sitting at the Strait of Hormuz,
Yep.
which I'm surprised you skipped this catapult one.
Oh, you go back.
What I didn't bother reading the article because I assumed we wouldn't have
Well,
changed it.
because the new carriers are all electric catapults.
Yeah, electromagnetic. So
Hmm.
it, I mean, it should be safer ish. I mean, you might get more electrical fires because you got so much energy running through it, but it's not high pressure steam that's invisible. And I would imagine you have to charge a steam system up to fire it to
Yeah.
launch it again versus an electromagnet. You just have to turn the
Well,
current on again.
I mean, they say overall it's electric magnet has several advantages over steam, but the Gerald Air Ford was the first one to have them, and they've had to get support staff off the ship. It's from, the contractors, but more often than they would if it was steam. And they also don't think it's going to meet reliable targets until after 2030.
Interesting. Yeah, but there isn't outside contracts. It's just a matter of training your technicians better. So what
Probably.
the EMs don't want to do it, so we're gonna hand it back to the hull technicians to weld the invisible steam that'll cut your arm off. We've talked about this before. You know how to find a high pressure steam leak? You wave a broomstick in front of you until the end of it gets cut off.
Okay.
Well, high pressure steam will literally cut your arm right off and cauterize the wound, and you can't see it. That's
Right.
terrifying. I had to do a high pressure steam repair once, and they're like, "Oh, we'll shut the system down." I was like, "Well, then how am I going to find where the leak is?"
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, all right, yeah." And I went in there with a broomstick, and I went down until it cut the end of the broom off, and I marked the pipe close to it, and I got a little bit closer and did it again, kept marking the pipe, and then I had him shut the system down. I was like, "I'm replacing a foot of pipe. I'm not getting any fucking closer. I'm not filling in a pinhole with my weld machine. I'm putting in couplings and a length of pipe in the middle there, you know."
Right.
Uh, versus versus an electrician's mate who has to go up there and respindle the wiring or whatever it is he's got to do to make the current run properly. uh,
See here, the Gaza flotilla activists actually said the quiet part out loud that their
that has
mission was
nothing to do with
delivering aid.
helping. Yeah,
It was
we're
to
just trying
confront.
to. Yep, we're just here to confront Israel, and it's like, oh, you hate the fucking Jews.
Right.
I I how did this change so fast?
I mean,
Like
we've said it all along, that's what the flotillas were about.
we did. uh This is something I brought up when this started too, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, the Jews, whatever." And I put it out there on social media, like, you call these people Nazis for 10 years, and now you're saying like, "Fuck all the Jews, kill the Jews." It's like, please explain to me without being an asshole. I just genuinely don't understand. And I get a response from that Sean dude who's like, "Just because you hate Jews doesn't make you a Nazi." And I'm like, what does make you a Nazi then? And I was like, maybe a Nazi tattoo on your chest, maybe being a socialist. I was like, the things that Nazis actually did.
Right.
Uh, Russia's been blowing up Ukraine. They're hitting the capital city, I guess, with hypersonic missiles.
Yep.
So is the rest of the world not going to do shit about Russia targeting civilian infrastructure? Because the
Doesn't seem
United
like
States
it.
got shit. The United States got a bunch of shit from the entire fucking world when they were blowing up stuff where the Iranians had their missiles. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a hospital. It's like, well, you shouldn't have put your fucking weapons system on top of a hospital. Like,
Right.
we didn't know it was a hospital. We just know that's where the missiles came from, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And now Russia has attacked, what is it, Romania? A
Yep.
drone
NATO
strike,
country.
a NATO nation. Ain't shit gonna happen.
Nope.
It seems like Western world at this point can only hold itself accountable and no one else. Not only giving these guys a free pass, but what was it? Shit. I can't remember where it was. Somewhere down in South America. a dictator has been in office, socialist dictator has been in office for 30 years, was just voted out.
Uh,
The left is losing the mind. This guy's a Trump supporter that won, and they're doing a recount and all sorts of stuff down there too. And I'm just like, why did the American Democrats one give a shit what's happening over there? You know, like just like they tell me, like, what do you care about the transgender? You know, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck do you care what's happening in Honduras?
right.
It definitely doesn't affect your day to day life, and you don't
No.
even have to worry about the right fucking pronouns when you go to the restaurants
Yeah.
with what's going on in Honduras. But yeah, nothing's gonna happen with
Nope.
Russia. No one gives a shit. Fucking Ukraine's pressuring the United States for more freaking anti-missile systems, and it's like I thought we stopped giving them this shit. I thought we made other countries buy it for them at this point.
We were, but the other countries aren't doing it fast enough. So
So why is it our fucking responsibility? Uh, the one job we have as quote world police is the world's international tradeways. That was actually what the entire fucking planet agreed to after World War II because the Navy was so exceptional and so extraordinary that will keep the trade routes safe.
right.
And that's why we were handling all of this shit. And world police, world police. And as soon as we don't get involved in shit, like, where are you? Why aren't you doing something about this? It's like, what do you want? You just want to complain? It's like, I swear these people don't want to be happy. They,
No.
they want to be offended. Like, why would you want to be? And then they call themselves oppressed. But you're not oppressed. You just have a bad opinion that no one else agrees with. Just because people don't like you doesn't mean you're oppressed. It just means you're a fucking dickhead.
Right.
Uh, Meta is talking about some subscription service.
Yeah, they're gonna have Facebook Plus, Instagram Plus, WhatsApp Plus.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit, honestly.
It's gonna flop.
I mean, maybe not. Uh,
All it
I'm not.
is you got more AI tools to use, and they're gonna give like the creators on Instagram and Facebook more ways to make money on their platform. So
If I was gonna do that, why wouldn't I just get a real AI tech, like, you know what I mean, instead of
yeah,
using Meta's AI that's definitely controlled by left-wing activists?
yeah,
Like you said, it might flop, but I really don't give a shit one way or the other. This one I actually got a laugh out of. Florida deputy pulled a woman over, right?
oh yeah,
Starts writing her a ticket because she was definitely, he's like, I definitely saw your cell phone in your right hand texting. And I was like,
right,
first of all, never say definitely because we all know there's timestamps on this shit, right?
yeah,
So it's easy to show whether or not it happened. And she goes, I know as a fact that didn't happen, officer. She goes, well, I know as a fact it did. And she pulled up her stump arm that was cut off at the elbow and said, there's no way there was a phone in my right hand. And
right.
then he starts arguing with her.
And he still wrote the ticket.
He still gave her a ticket. Oh my God. Not only am I going to be appealing this in a courtroom, I'm going to be demanding recompense.
Yeah,
It's like you clearly falsely accused me of some shit to try to make your quota. Uh,
yep,
th- and I try to take the side of the cops most of the time, but cops are people. They can be bad too. Let's be real, right?
yep.
Uh, you shared this one here. What's Obsession? It's some horror movie, some budget box office movie.
Yeah, it's a cheap ass mainly movie that's beaten Star Wars. Because, like I
Star Wars
said,
killed them.
when
Star Wars killed
Lucas
themselves
sold off the Star Wars franchise
to
to Disney, I
Disney.
said Disney will destroy it. And they have done just that. Nobody cares about all these stupid movies they're making, and they're bombing.
Well, why would they even bother making a movie with their TV shows have done so bad?
I don't know. They thought
Like
maybe nobody cares anymore.
no, they ruined it. As soon as they made lesbian space witches that invented the Force, and it's like, nope, I'm out. I'm
Right.
out. And what? It took Luke years. Oh Jesus Christ! What was the name of the planet he was on with Yoda?
I don't know.
Oh, someone who listens, freaking give us a comment. Make me feel stupid because it's gonna be so obvious. I keep wanting to mention the country that the planet that got blown up by the Death Star. But anyway, it took him years to learn how to master to use the Force effectively. And then what was it? The girl one with the girl, she just goes whoop, and all of a sudden she knows how to do all of this stuff, and she's
Yeah,
like the most powerful person in the galaxy.
stupid.
It was very stupid. And the new Supergirl movie is already tanking. The star of the show, the movie,
Oh yeah, didn't we talk about this?
did we when she came out and said
Yeah, we
she's
talked about it
offending
on the
Christian?
last show because she
Okay,
came out and she's being very political, and people are getting turned off by politics from Hollywood stars.
well, yeah, she said something specifically about Christian dads.
They go to
Now,
movies too,
well, not just go to movies. Who do you think's watching superhero movies?
right?
Let's be real. It's not. It's men in general.
Right.
Most Americans are Christian, right?
Yep.
Supergirl, you're gonna take your daughter to it,
Right.
and when they started talking about this and like, hey, what's going on? She said, well, I don't know, when you're pissing off the right people, you're doing something right. And it's like, dear God, you just alienated like almost half the population that was gonna watch this movie. And
Right.
now they're not, and they're already tanking, they're bombing, they're gonna with the new Minions movies coming out
Uh-huh.
soon, and another big competitor came out a couple days ago. They're gonna end up losing. They're projected to lose like $200 million on the production of this movie,
Right.
which means they're not gonna make a second one, right?
No.
And why? And this is James. This is a James Gunn production. He was the one who did the good Marvel movies, who actually came through and fired all of these woke people that were pushing this stuff in Marvel because it was
Yeah.
ruining the
And then
franchise.
the actress went woke.
All she had to do is keep her mouth shut.
Yep.
But she already got paid. She
Right.
doesn't give a fuck about the royalties. I mean, you think Marvel has to do something, man. Tony Stark can no longer be the hero
Right.
because Robert Downey Jr., dear God, what is he like 60?
He's too old.
Yeah, he's just too old to be Tony Stark. You know what though? I'm gonna give that man some credit. He managed to pull his name out of the toilet after what happened with him. What was it, the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you shared this one. Some trans cyclist
Yeah.
just
In
won.
Oregon.
Yeah, in Oregon, just won 2 races and by a combined 48 minutes before the second finisher
Yeah.
came in. And this isn't hey, we're just having a fun competition. Let's see who wants to compete. This was like to move on to the next round of like national competition
Yeah.
for
Which
like
won't work because the national competitions, if she's not gonna be able to compete anymore. This
no,
was
but
the
they can still
Oregon thing.
this individual can still win the whole thing in Oregon and get the grand prize there.
Yeah, but not nationally.
Correct. But it's just, have you noticed how we don't see women transitioning to men and playing in the NFL?
No. I have noticed that.
Weird, is it? Not even in the high school.
Nope.
But if we're exactly the same, you could just do this. And there's no difference between the two. How come we don't see any of these trans men competitive in sports?
No idea.
No idea. I just one of those things, I guess, huh?
Yep. I think that's our shit.
I think it is, Brian. We'll get back together probably Friday, right?
Right.
That's a big old fat chart. Let's finish this one off.
Okie dokie.